said, and I hope I characterize this correctly, that was one of the most clutch postseasons ever. Is that what you said?
Absolutely, by a quarterback. 100%.
Is that accurate, Playmaker?
Well, let me tell you what Dan is talking about too.
Well, make it quick because your voice is struggling.
One of the most difficult things in the world to do. Matthew Stafford moved at 0. He was 0-3. He moved that 0 to the other column to go 4-0 and win this Super Bowl. That was a very clutch performance by him. It would have helped if he had gone through Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, but he didn't go through those two guys. But I'm with Dan. It was a clutch performance.
Well, there's a couple of other things to take into consideration. And before I say that, let me say this. First of all, monitor that voice because you was in Super Bowl hype mode and your voice is practically gone.
What a scene,
secondly, y'all know how big I am. I try to come through. I try to come through for the company. Let me tell you what's not going to happen in future reference. The company, at least in the near future, don't even come to me about the need for me to make any appearances. Because if you can't have me at the Super Bowl, you understand what I'm saying? And I have to. Clearly, you don't need me.
Like
I don't even want to hear it.
Since it was in LA?
Let me tell you something. If you didn't, the Super Bowl,
it was one of the best days of my life.
Once in a lifetime in LA. They got me here. I don't want to hear that I'm needed anywhere. I don't want to hear it, okay? If I can't be in L.A. for the Super Bowl, you don't need me anywhere. I'm so salty. Let me tell you something right now. I love my bosses. I love my bosses. I don't want to speak to anybody. I don't want to speak to anybody. I don't know if I'm going to speak to anybody until the season's over.
Incredible.
I can't. I mean, and listen, and let me tell you something. Dan Orlovsky was teasing me, came out with a skit to tease me. Michael Irvin was texting me. Ryan Clark, Swagoo. Everybody was teasing me. Look, Louis Riddick teased me. I mean, that's how bad it was. I don't even want to talk to the. I don't even want to talk to the bosses. I really don't. I just want to come to work and I want to go home because to have me. That's exactly true. Just the direct deposit. The check keeps coming. I'll do my job. But I don't want to talk to nobody. To not have me in L.A. for the Super Bowl. I'm so appalled. I don't even want to put it into words. I don't even want to put it into words. All right? Having said all of that, let's get back to Matthew Stafford real quick.
I want to because I still have conversations.
There is no running game whatsoever.
1.9 yards.
Cam Akers, 13 rushes, 21 yards. I don't even know why the hell Sean McVay called this number 13 times.
Lowest amount a winning Super Bowl team has run forever.
Exactly, okay? Right. And Odell Beckham Jr. goes down.
Yep.
And on top of it all, Robert Woods has been down.
No Higbee.
And Skowronek, is that his name? How you pronounce his name?
Skowronek,
right? Skowronek. Panic mode. I mean, that interception was not on Matthew Stafford. It hit him in the hands, all right? He should have caught that pass. There should have never been an interception. By the way, the touchdown by T. Higgins, clear offensive pass interference, mugged Jalen Ramsey. So you can look at everything. In the end, though, Matthew Stafford had to show up and deliver a touchdown in that game. I don't like how he missed Van Jefferson the 2 plays before. You got to make that throw now.
He instructed him to go deep on. Dan and I talked about that a couple weeks ago.
I'm talking about the touchdown when he go through. I'm talking about the last one when he threw it, when he scrambled and he overthrew him. He was wide open in the back of the on the right side. You can't.
Let me ask you a question.
But in the end, the man Matthew Stafford showed up. I have nothing to say, nothing but praise for him in the end. He showed up. He validated everything you said about him, Dan Orlovsky, and he deserves credit where credit is due.
But why were you one of the many people when asked the question, who did you trust more? Everyone kept saying Joe Burrow.
Well, hold on, tell me. Is that a rhetorical question or you want me to answer it?
That's a literal question.
I gave you the answer, but I'll repeat it because evidently you're engaging in amnesia all of a sudden. You remember everything. Now you got amnesia.
I didn't sleep last night. I was on a plane.
All right. What I said to you
back from LA in the Super Bowl.
What I said to you directly last week, stop rubbing it in. What I said to you directly last week was, like you said when you were his backup, you asked him, why does he make throws? He said, because I can and you can't.
Right.
He's a guy that will take risk. He's a gunslinger. Right. And so my point was, he's going to take chances. I didn't say they were going to lose the game. I still had them winning 35-31. But I said Matthew Stafford is going to take chances in this game, and he's going to make more mistakes than Joe Burrow because he believes in himself, and he's going to take those risks.
Did he make more mistakes?
That's what it is. He did, but it doesn't matter.
He had 2 picks,
doesn't
right?
matter.
The first interception.
Joe didn't have any.
First interception, the playmaker. But he's given Van Jefferson a chance to go make a play.
Not really.
Yes, he
underthrew it. He underthrew it, Dan.
No,
he underthrew it. Throw it to the back left corner of the end zone. zone. He didn't go far enough, Dan.
All right, so
and he's not perfect.
Playmaker, you know this. 3rd and 14. I can't kick a field goal. I'm going to have to punt if I don't get it. If I throw to the back corner where it's my guy or only, that's not the best opportunity to make a play. Go make a catch, get a PI. If it's intercepted, it's essentially a punt. He's done that 4 or 5 times this year. I often say that. The Skoranek interception I actually think that he was phenomenal when it came to his decision-making and super smart. The ball wasn't put in like a careless or reckless state once. Now, I think Joe played incredible, given the way his offensive line protected him,
And there was a bad drop on the Bengals. I can't think of who it was, but it was a critical
Tyler
drop.
Boyd on 3rd down. Yes, his first drop of the season.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal player.
Yes, first drop of the season.
No, Stafford was fun. Here's the thing. I was up in the press box yesterday. Everyone was nervous with all his family and friends. His wife, Kelly, who's amazing. 6 minutes to go, I walked up to her. I put my hand on her shoulder, and I said, why would it happen? Why would it happen any other way than this? He is going to go lead this game-winning touchdown, and it's one drive for the Hall of Fame. And just because everyone of us has seen it so much, I'm glad that America got to see it. That's my thing. I'm glad America got to see it in these playoffs.
And it was a drive. You're right about that, Dan. 15 plays, the longest ever in Super Bowl history.
One of the best no-lookers ever.
And his wife did say in an interview in pregame that she doesn't mind when he's down because she knows that he's going to come back and he can handle those situations. So she doesn't get stressed out. Absolutely. All right, let's keep it going. So, Matt.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.